Hey there, this is Matt with State of Flex here with my non-spoiler review for James Gunn's Superman. This is a pretty wonderful movie. I think James Gunn has established a really firm track record where basically every movie he makes is just a touch better than the last movie he made. And that track continues here. This is a film that kind of infuses you with this sense of both wonder, awe, and like this quality of wanting to go out and make the world that you're in just a little bit better. And I think that I can sing no higher praise than that. What he does with the character of Superman is just showcase the qualities, that virtue of goodness, in such a way that I haven't seen highlighted quite since the early Christopher Reeve era. There is no pettiness to this interpretation of Superman. David Corenswet is absolutely fantastic in this role. He is a contender for the best portrayal of this character. And I think if we get a legacy of him as this character, we're going to see that conversation happening in a much louder setting. It's very hard to have that conversation with only one go at it, but damn if he doesn't knock it out of the park. And this movie smartly has a firm tone where it exists in a pre-existing world. This movie assumes that you've seen other superhero movies. Now this is its own film, it's fully self-contained. You don't need to watch anything before, you don't even need to watch anything after. If this is your only bite at the apple, you can do so. But the film assumes that you have experienced these films before and thus are willing to accept anything they throw at you, no matter how weird and out there that concept might be. And I think that really works. It's trusting the audience to know, and I think that was a smart move on Gunn's part. I think the script is very strong, but this film soars whenever you have the characters of Lois and Clark/Superman together. Their dynamic is absolutely spectacular. And Rachel Brosnahan is fantastic as Lois Lane. I think this is the best film version of Lois Lane we've ever gotten, without question. I've always maintained that the best screen Lois Lane was Gale Weathers in the Scream films, and this interpretation really brings that forth. They tone down the language a little bit for her character, but she has that vivacious kind of quality, this energy and this innate intelligence that drives her character into being fully believable as this Pulitzer Prize-winning author of publication and of news publication. And she is just so good. Her interplay with Corenswet is just fantastic. And this is where the parallels that you're going to see to like Man of Steel and stuff really are going to showcase why this interpretation works so well. Is this film was cast based on the chemistry of these two actors. If you don't get Lois and Clark right, your movie's not going to work. And I think that Henry Cavill and Amy Adams are tremendous actors, but they just didn't have chemistry. I didn't believe that. This, I believe, from the first second the two are on screen together. And this film, full of great bombastic kind of sequences and just brimming with spectacle, is never better than in like 2 or 3 private conversations between these characters that are so strong and so moving that it really quite gets you emotional. I got choked up during the second one of these conversations that I was talking about. And it's just a conversation between 2 people. But it's the fact that he captures that humanity of Superman and Lois that is so impressive. I really, really dug this film. I think all the Justice Gang side characters are really quite fun. There are some that completely stole the show, and I'll touch on that more with a spoiler review that I'll do probably sometime next week. And I really thought that the visual language of the film is quite strong. There's a great sense of movement. There's a great sense of fun and a strong energy to it, while also having dramatic weight and firm stakes. This kind of reminded me of the very first Avengers film. It captures that tone, that quality of spectacle and entertainment, while also having drama and having things matter all at the same time. And I think that's what this film reminded me of the most. There is one joke that's like flat out lifted from that movie, which is kind of questionable, because James Gunn also lifted that same joke and put it in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a physical joke, but anyway, I'll touch on that more in the spoiler review one that's coming soon. That being said, I have very few negatives about this film. I can only sing the praises of this film right at the moment. I plan on watching it again and maybe doing a longer review before my for my spoiler review, having seen it a second time. But the surrounding cast is fantastic. Lex Luthor is a great villain. We have fantastic performances from all the characters. I loved Jimmy Olsen. It was great that he was there, and he's so funny in the film. And not like with like jokes galore or anything like that. It's just he's put in humorous situations, and I really enjoyed that. Nathan Fillion, my boy, steals the show. He is so good. Isabela Merced is fantastic as Hawk Girl. I wanted more of her. And Mr. Terrific is spectacular. I did not expect to get as much Mr. Terrific as we got, and he was terrific. There's great stuff with Metamorpho going on. Crypto is going to be everybody's new favorite little mascot, and I think kids are going to love that character. I am a big fan of Superman. It's one of my favorite films of the year. It's hard to talk about this movie without getting into spoilers, though there's not that much to spoil, I guess, at the same time. I will say that a lot of the advertising seems to be mostly comprised of the first half hour or so of the movie, so it does leave a lot for you to glean throughout the film. That said, the advertising lately has been showing a little too much of maybe the last half hour, but I like it. One of my favorite films of the year. Let me know what you think in the comment area down below, and stay tuned for my spoiler review coming sometime next week. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.